Welcome to Ashera's World. I'm your life coach, 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 Ashera's World. I'm your life coach. Metaphysical information don't have to be boring, guys. Hi everyone, my name is Ashera and welcome to my world. Today is another beautiful circle of love regarding the dark matters. Spirit has put it upon my heart to do a video regarding the dark matters of life, and I wanted to hit all aspects of the dark matter. But first, before we speak of dark matter, I have to give a quick rundown of what it means to comprehend that we live in a multi-dimensional world, meaning we being on the third dimension out of 9 and possibly more from 9. So before we even start our circle of love regarding the dark matters, I would love to first give a quick background that you have to comprehend the state of affairs when it comes to dark matter. Now, the different 9 levels, I don't know them by heart, but there's a great book that you can refer to, which is The Alchemy 9 Dimensions. I love this book by Barbara Hand Clow. By the Mayan Code with Jerry Clow. This book, you guys, right here, it gives, I think, a beautiful representation of the explanation of the different dimensions in our atmosphere, and it really explains in kind of crazy terms, kind of complicated terms, but you hear the gist of the whole thing. And this explains the 9 dimensions. And just to give you a quick little rundown on the different dimensions for the people who don't know, we're in where we live in, where you're watching this YouTube video right here, we're in third dimension right here, third dimension. And this is linear time and space. But there's also a 2D, which some people believe from this book is the curved part of the earth where the radioactive, the chemicals, the virals, the minerals, the bacterial, and the intelligence live and originate from. And we're talking about you being the person, third dimension. The second dimension, they're saying that it's the inner crust of the world, which carries all of these different things from minerals to different entities. Then we have, they say, the one dimension, which is the iron core of this earth. Not just the United States, you guys, but of this earth. And the iron core is the middle of the earth. Then you also have the fourth dimensions, where there's human collective mind. Then you have the fifth dimension, where the Palladians exist. It's a realm of light and connected to the heart code. Then you have the sixth dimension. That's where the book says Syrians live, and realms. It's considered the realm of geometric forms that replicate as plants and as animals and as objects. Then you have the seventh dimension, which is the realms of like the cosmos, and it's the realm of the sound, which generates the 6D geometric forms by vibrational resonance, though, in the seventh dimension. It's like a galactic photon band. And again, the vibrational frequency of its spinning orbits around the bodies of the universe. And they believe the Andromedans are the one who run this dimension. Notice the different extraterrestrials that run the different dimensions. Because remember, If you think you're smart, you always have to understand and know that there are other people that's going to be smarter than you. So just know that there are different levels to things. And in the eighth dimension, they considered it the galactic confederation realm of the divine. And these are the extraterrestrials that all they do is just roam the galaxies as the world expands and gets bigger. And we're going to talk about that in a minute, about the expansion of the world. But first, I had to make sure we put down and explain that there are many dimensions, 9 different dimensions, even more than 9, some people may say. And the ninth, they say there is a species called the Tzolk'ins, which emanate out from a black hole. And if you don't know, there are black holes located in the universe and in the center of the Milky Way galaxy. This is where they say the 9th dimension is located, but I think it's way farther out in a different dimension than that. But they say it's in the center of the Milky Way in a black hole, the 9th dimension. And it makes sense why they would say that, due to the fact that the 9th dimension is like one of the higher ones. So when you're in the 9th dimension, you're in the black, you guys. You are connecting with pure dark magic. But before we go into that, we're speaking today's episode about dark matter. Now, before we speak about dark matter, let's talk about the so-called Big Bang. A lot of people say that the Big Bang is when the universe started, but some people misinterpret the Big Bang and think there was an actual explosion. But this was the only way the scientists can explain the molecular structure of what happened, which caused expansion in the universe. And the expansion was, the only way they could explain it was a big bang, with protons, neutrons, and with chaos and with light. It just created this spark, and they explain it as a bang spark, but it's not actually a bang spark. It created with expansion. Now, you also have to know this expansion, to me, is considered source, or to most people who are trying to reach a higher enlightenment. Source is what you're trying to connect with. This is why I don't vibe with religions too tough, because religions talk about going to someone else to get what they need instead of going straight to source. I'm an enlightened spiritual person, and my path is trying to reach source as quickly and as efficiently as possible. And that's some real shit. And if you know that the universe is source, and the universe is where we came from and is where the galaxies came from, then it's not really too hard to grasp when it comes to explaining that staying in ego and staying in ideologies within this 3rd dimension is not the way to go in life. It's about focusing on self and making yourself better and helping people, and each one teach one. But please understand that if they were to ask me, Ashera, what came first, light or darkness, then I would have had to say that darkness came first. And because darkness came first, I know that everything from darkness comes from darkness. So this doesn't allow you to not really get upset or too confused regarding the fact when dark-skinned Moors say all the races come from the Moors, because if you understand what we came from the galaxies, then you understand why people say certain things they say, like the Moor man is king. It is king because darkness was power, melanin was power, and power is sometimes misused, misjudged, and mispromoted. So know that light was second and dark was first. Okay, so then it's not hard for you to then understand about how this world can connect on many levels. First and last, I should say secondly, because I should have said it first, but I didn't. Secondly, I have to explain to you before I continue dark matter. Do you know what dark matter is? Well, dark matter is a substance in the universe. It happened after the Big Bang, that to this day, scientists cannot explain and cannot completely see, completely see. Dark matter, to the best way I can explain it, dark matter is a substance in the galaxies that goes in and out of existence. And because it's popping in, poop, 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 because it's popping, poop, 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 in and out of existence, it's really hard for science, quote unquote, to track. Okay? Now, remember, dark matter. Dark matter is a substance in the universe that pops in and out of existence. Okay? Now, because of dark matter, there's another substance in the universe that they don't know too much about, which is called the dark energy. And ever since the Big Bang, it was the presumption that because of the dark matter, the thing that poop, 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 pop in and out of existence, that they can't really track. It doesn't reflect on light. Dark matter doesn't reflect on light. Dark matter, it's hard for them to trace in space. They can't see it. It doesn't reflect light. It don't do none of that. And because of dark matter, dark energy, the quickest and easiest way, because those are the only two substances I have to explain, the dark matter and the dark energy. And to explain dark energy to the best of my ability is that because of ding, 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 poop, 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 dark matter, that substance that pops in and out of existence in the galaxies, this substance, because of that substance, it's causing, since the past 10 years, since the past decade, for dark energy, another thing they can't see or quantify or follow, dark energy, they can't see it or follow it neither. Another substance that they can't follow, it has no time to continue. It has none of that. It doesn't reflect light. They can't see it. But because of dark matter, dark energy is causing the universe to expand even more. Because of dark matter, it's causing the dark energy of the universe, which is making dark energy is one of the reasons why the universe expands on a continuum, and because of dark matter, dark energy is causing this expansion to quantify much faster than scientists have predicted and thought it would be. Okay, that's the only two things I need to tell you to proceed on with my beautiful circle of love of the dark matters. So it is not really too hard for you to understand that now, knowing about dark matter, knowing that scientists can't see it. Oh, ding, I have to say this before I go on to psychic attacks, possessions, channeling, and what artists do. These are all things connected with this energy of dark matter, I feel. And because this dark matter energy, this dark energy is utilized from the extraterrestrials to feed into third dimensional life through psychic attacks, through psychic possession, through channeling, through the beautiful experience that we watch on stage as entertainers do what they do. All of that is connected so much so that it's connected to the goings on in the universe called the dark matter, the dark energy. Okay? And this also connects with you to understand and comprehend that bad luck is not something bad. Bad luck is an experience you go through to learn, to think better, to do better, to feel better. And once you understand that, you understand that life is a polarity, and polarity about life is when it comes to an enlightened path, is self-mastery. And it's knowing, like from Neo, the Matrix. You're either going to take the blue pill or the red pill, Neo. You're either going to stay asleep and follow these programs and follow the government, or you're going to listen to what your heart says and do, feel, and experience all you want to do, no matter what situation you may be dealt with at the time. It's also connected to the secret and the law of attraction and drawing to you what you want. And the only sad thing about the secret and the law of attraction and getting what you want and attracting what you want is that some people believe in the ideology of karma. Some people don't, you know? And when it comes to the secret, you also have to know that they fail to tell you that you can manipulate and actually attract to you in much faster times certain things that you want by utilizing either light magic or dark magic. Again, I have to talk about these things when I'm talking about the dark matters, because life is polarity and you have to understand the polarity of life so you don't get worried, that you don't get stressed, and you don't get overwhelmed with the beautiful options of life. So you're either working with light magic, attracting with light magic, or with when you say light magic, you're utilizing magic with like candles, and you're either doing personal spell work, or you're doing self-enlightenment work, or you're doing spell work for other people, which causes you to drain your own energy, just to let you know. Or if you're enlightening yourself, that also drains energy. Or if you're connecting with deities, there's many perspectives of light magic. Light magic is not just one thing. Also, you can dabble into dark magic. The dark arts is when you are, again, trying to manifest with spells, self-enlightenment, connecting with deities, connecting with self. The only two differences about light magic and dark magic is the following. Light magic, you're asking for what you want. Dark magic, you're demanding what you want. Light magic, you're turning into the light. Dark magic, you're turning into the dark. And I know this one girl who is a dark worker. Her name is, I believe, Ashera, Ashera Star Goddess, if I'm not mistaken. I'll put her information down below, and if I was wrong, I'm sorry. And she's a worker of dark magic, and I love her channel. But I worry about people watching her and jumping into um something that they're not ready for. So the reason why I'm doing this video is to make sure I give you all the ins and outs of light magic and dark magics before you start getting into anything that may potentially put you in harm's way or cause any problems, because people don't understand how thick and how serious magic is, and they sometimes jump into stuff willy-nilly that causes repercussions, like deities getting mad at them, um or disrespecting a deity. Whatever. It's a lot of things. Due diligence is key, and when you're enlightening yourself, it's about learning as much as you can, and your due diligence and your learning should never ever stop. It should never ever stop. And I feel that you should master light magic before you start going into dark magic. Some people are innate and adept to dark magic and they automatically go into it, because I believe Ashera, she said she automatically went into it. But I would feel, if you're being a well-rounded enlightened worker or enlightened individual, dabble into the light magic a little bit before you dabble into the dark magic, because the light magic will give you a lot of tools that will help you within your dark magic learning and progressing. I believe that will really, really help, because you could literally lose your mind with dark magic if you're not careful. And I believe that, and people don't say that enough. Like, you could literally lose your mind with dark magic. They could literally fuck you over. And I think it's important that you get a good bearing, a good base, a good foundation before you jump into dark magic. So, to be productive, I want to give you some before to do options before you attack dark magic or even light magic. You can also implement this in light magic practices too, but I'm specifically talking in dark magic because today's circle of love is dark, the dark matters. I think first and foremost, before anything, you should get accustomed to facing your fears, because within facing your fears, you are preparing yourself to deal with the possible madness, to deal with the darkness, to deal with the silence, to deal with whatever that may come as you become the darkness, because becoming light is very different from becoming dark. Becoming dark is a quiet place. Becoming and existing in darkness is a place where you must, within your own state of mind, be at peace. Because if you're not, the devils will come and it's serious business. And if you're not ready to see these devils, it might cause you to go mad. So don't be afraid. If you're ready to face fears beforehand, then you're well on your way to facing dark magic and triumphing to a beautiful tune. Also know that getting to know deities and your ancestors will also help you before facing the dark magic, because once you get accustomed to what your ancestors, what your deities do to connect with you, you will be able to catch falsalities. And when you face dark magic, you are faced with falsalities, and you have to be able to decipher bullshit from the real esoteric real. I believe that truly. And also know that fear tactics will be thrown at you to hinder you and stop you from your everlasting journey of becoming better. There will be things that thrown your way that you've never seen before to try to stop you from doing the things that you want to do. But if it's about enlightenment and if it's about reaching your self-mastery, you will get there if you stay vigilant and if you stay focused and if you stay constant on your journey or your path. Bing, 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 bing. Let me give you some defense mechanisms. Let me give you some defense mechanism. Let me give you some defense mechanisms that will help you on your pathway of being completely prepared to face dark magic. Okay, you're ready. When you're ready to face dark magic, then just know that, again, I'm going to give you this defense to get you ready before you get into it. If you on a raw diet, then you are doing 100% what you need to do to hit and become black without no repercussions. If you can eat meat and still get to black, that's wonderful, that's awesome, that's great. But I'm just giving you defense mechanisms of 100% ultimate, and you can work from in between from that if you want to. But what the 100% ultimate, I feel as a spiritual healer, will help you in attaining that blackness and coming back on the other side and saying, yes, I went there, came back, and I'm still good. And I'm still good. Still, after the fact. Telling you guys, dark energy is no joke. It pops in and out of the atmosphere. 1 minute is there, the next minute is there. Oh, that's what I wanted to say, you guys. I wanted to say this before I got into the psychic attacks. Right now, to this day, you guys, scientists, the only way I don't remember if it's dark matter or if it's dark energy, but no, I think it's dark matter. The only way they can keep track of dark matter is by using an electrical, this X-ray radioactive, huge, big ass camera light. It's a light camera that is in the universe, that is in the galaxy, floating in the airs. And the only way they can follow dark matter is by using this X-ray light. And the X-ray light doesn't take the pictures of the back of the dark matter. No, it doesn't. What the X-ray light does is it shines light on the objects in the galaxy that does reflect light, and they watch with this light in the universe the flow and the travel of the things around the dark energy. They can't see dark energy. It doesn't reflect light. The only way they can follow it scientifically wise is with this X-ray light thing that is in the universe, and it follows the objects around the dark matter substances, and they notice with the light structure how the objects move with the light, because the light does a path thing with the objects. So they only know that dark matter is there by how the other objects in the universe move. And once you know this, you get psychic attacks, you get possession, you get channeling, like great guys like Jabbar. He's a channeler. I forgot his name. I'll put his information down below if I remember his name correctly. Sorry for the mistake. And for channeling and what artists do when they get up on the stage, all of this is connected to that dark energy, that dark matter out in space that scientists to this day cannot explain. So I believe if you eat a raw diet, if you stay connected daily with source, whatever you call that source is, if you stay connected with it daily, and also that you stay in a peaceful environment of where you live, breathe, sleep, and eat. And if you keep a internal health, taking your vitamins, taking your herbs and minerals, getting your exercise, doing what needs to be done, staying happy, keeping the negative out. I believe I just told you everything that you can utilize in defense to keep you focused in your light magic, focused in your dark magic affairs. You know what I mean? And also, utilizing a mantra is another way to be ready, fortified to face your fears. This is how you use a mantra to help you fortify yourself to face your fears. Let's say, for instance, you're afraid of the dark. You would utilize a mantra. I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm not afraid of the dark. The dark is my friend. The dark is my friend. And you saying that over and over in your head, it prepares you to face darkness. Another example. You're dealing with mice. Don't like mice. Get a mouse as a pet. You know what I mean? You have to face fears before you're going to able to conquer these fears. And these feels will manifest when you approach dark energy, dark magic. And please keep in mind, when I say dark energy, dark magic, I'm not saying something bad or good. I don't speak in egotistical ideologies like bad and good. It's dark and light. Darkness comes from light. To me, it's all together in unison. Okay? Here's another pre-prepare warning for all my beginners out there who are wondering if they should be starting in either light magic or dark magic. Don't start until you're ready. Start reading some books. Start watching some YouTube television. Start implementing little by little ways of getting your mind right and prepared for what you're trying to do. So don't start till you're ready. That's key. Don't start till you're ready. Get your arsenal together. Get to know your deities. Get to know your ancestors. Get to know the different type of extraterrestrials that are inhibiting this atmosphere and many others. Get to understand and comprehend that we're only one existence of many possibilities. You learn stuff like that in the slit experiment and things of that nature. The school doesn't teach you much, but they teach you the little nuances, the little things that connect with metaphysical. The only time I was interested in school is when they spoke about metaphysical things. And when they spoke about the slit experiment, that drew my attention, for them to send out energy and to have two different outcomes from one release of an experiment is crazy. And it again explains the esoteric magic of energy flow and reaction. Also, another great tidbit to help you with connecting with source. Get connected with someone a little bit wiser than you. It's always great to have someone, like I have someone in that, and I feel like it's very important to have that private consultation person that you go to when it comes to certain things, because you and that person vibe on that same link. You know, you can tell that person what you're about to do, and they can say, oh, you're not ready for it. And you would listen and take into account what they said, because you admire and you believe in the magic that they do, in what they know and how they feel. But when it comes down to it, you guys, the last decision will always be self, will always be your decision. So even the extra wise person, which you can call them an adept, you can call them your teacher, you can call them your friends, you can call them your connective life path person, whatever you want to call them. Even asking them their opinion, all they can give you is their opinion, because they're not ever going to see fully what your experience. They don't know fully what you've done. They don't know fully what you've experienced. So you could only take what people say with a little grain of salt and run with it and deal with it in the best way that you choose to deal with it. Or you can consider them your guide. All right. Also, I think another third great tidbit when it comes to preparing to jump into any type of magic, but particularly dark magic, you need to ask yourself first, are you ready to face your fears? Are you ready to be alone? Because to be in the light is to be alone. I've done light magic most of my life, and dealing with light magic, I've lived a very individual life. I really didn't connect or vibe with too many people, because I've noticed people who follow the enlightened path tend to walk in smaller circles. Yeah, there are some who are popular, but most people tend to walk in smaller circles when they are as touched as I am. I'm very touched. So it's really good to, in increments, to face these fears little by little, to help with your progression on light magic, or maybe even darker, thicker, dark magic, you know and when you prepping yourself, you have to know that you're not going to be ready to dove into light magic or dark magic until you yourself say you're ready. No one can tell you that you're ready unless it's yourself. But if you prepare, like I said, then you set yourself up for a ooh, ooh, for a joyous experience. Oh, sorry. For a joyous experience. All right. Perfect example. This, yes, because I dabble into the dark arts. This is my dark arts box. I wanted to show it to you. And the reason why I wanted to show it to you is because when dealing with dark magic or light magic, you must always prepare. You must always prepare. And I feel like even preparing the items you're going to use before you start initiating the practice is very important, because you are sanctifying these items. You are washing them with the moon. You are praying over them. It should be a ritual when you're preparing your items. And I'm not going to show you everything, but I would like to show you my beautiful black arts pen that I created after watching Ashera, the dark arts woman. And I made these myself from a store called Michael's. This is my dark arts pen. This is my dark arts pen. I made it myself. I designed it. And made it myself. I love this pen. It's so beautiful. And I also have a dark arts marker. a dark arts marker. This is actually a real feather. This one's fake, and this one's real. This is actually a real black feather. Like, when I see feathers on the floor, to me, it's like the gods are giving me a gift. And if my heart says to pick it up, I will. If it says leave it, I'll leave it. But this one told me to pick it up when I saw it, and I'm using it. I use it as part of my dark work. Isn't this pretty? And I bejeweled it, if you could see. Oh yeah, here it is. I bejeweled it, if you can see, with my own bejewelers. This is mine. Anyway, when you are preparing your items, whether it be for light magic, whether it be for dark magic, whatever the case may be, whether you're doing a spell, you need to make it a ritual. You have to connect with your pieces, you guys. That's going to help you too. I connect by talking with my pieces. Whatever you do, whatever magic you do to connect with your pieces, that's what you do. Anything I make, I create, and it's like my own children. And I don't play no games. Like, I'm very serious about my magical tools and my magical items. So before you actually start practicing, get your items together, prepare yourself to do what needs to be done. This is my little black magic book. This is going to be passed down to my son, generation after generation. And because I actually had a candle too, but I don't want to show the candle because I don't want no TV energy on it, because I've decided that I'm going to help a friend of mine out. So I'm going to do some work with that candle because she's going through some things. So I'm going to burn a candle for her and send some positive vibes her way for her and her situation. So make the items you're going to use in your spiritual works your own. The more you connect with it, the more personal you make it, the more magical the experience and the more connectivity you will have with that actual piece, and the stronger your magic will bounce and return to you. Keep in mind again, with light magic, you're asking for what you want. With dark magic, you're demanding it. And it comes back a little bit quicker when you demand. But I also believe that the karmic repercussions are stronger. There are great girls like Ashera. She's a witch, I believe, that doesn't believe in karmic get back. I truly believe, remember her saying that. And I just believe the opposite. I believe in karmic get back. And I feel like just me burning this candle for a client of mine because of her situation. Not doing a ritual, but just burning a candle and sending positive vibes to the situation. Hopefully the positive vibes that I send to the situation obliviates the issue. But just doing that puts you in, to me, a karmic setup for a get back for whatever I'm trying to obliterate. And it's the same thing with baneful magic and the dark magics where you're utilizing the universe to put some type of negative or bad onto somebody else. That's more of the baneful magic. I dab more so into connecting with pure source and turning black, but at the same time turning black, enjoying being there at the most ultimate level completely. My dark arts is more so about self-enlightenment, more so than baneful magic. So you can't be afraid. You have to be ready to face your fears and know that my last tip I could give you to prepare is practice your breathing, you guys. Practice your breathing. Breathing is essential, I've come to see in my path, when it comes to controlling your temper, when it comes to connecting with source, when it comes to turning into the light, turning into the darkness, and dealing with any type of anxiety or stress or fearful situation. Breathing is key. And when you learn the mastery of breathing, you can overcome anything. You can overcome anything. I have to go through some can'ts. You can't be caught up in ego. You cannot be caught up in ego, because an enlightened path is about self. And when you're trying to become darkness, when you're trying to become light, you have to come out of self. You have to come out of the cuteness. You have to come out of the sexy titties. You have to come out of fly ass chains. You have to get into consciousness, into spirit. And if I can tell you any tidbit of information to help, well, Ashera, how can I get myself on a higher mental plane, on a mental praying field, and be able to become darkness and be able to become light with light magic or dark magic? I tell you, practice your breathing. And I also would tell you to get out of ego. Getting out of ego is important, because you can't be caught up in how I feel. You have to be caught up in your soul, in your spirit, in your heart. And you can't be off balance. That's why that defense mechanism, the raw diet, daily connecting with source in a peaceful environment, keeping your internal health number one priority, doing that within itself, eating raw, doing that within itself, again, is going to keep you balanced. So you can't be off balance trying to become the darkness. You can't be off balance trying to achieve the light. You can't be off balance dealing with any of these two magic sides, because you need to be in as focused and in as tune as you can. I said it 3 times trying to change it, and it still came out the same. You can't be too much emotional neither, because when it comes to connecting to darkness, when it comes to connecting to light, there is a level of disconnection that must happen, so you can walk into the darkness, so you can walk into the light, so you can be in the silence, so you can be in the dark. And whatever magic you're trying to manipulate and use, you have to know and understand that you must emotionally disconnect to some degree to reach the highest level, the highest state of being. A wonderful self-connection period is a great way to face your fears. Try 10 minutes. Like, if you're scared of the dark, sit in the dark in 10 minutes. If you're scared of mice, listen to a video of mice for 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Make yourself listen to it. Like, do what needs to be done to desensitize and disconnect yourself. If you don't need these practices, learn how to disconnect when you're praying. Learn how to disconnect when you're meditating. Learn how to disconnect when you're in that oneness. Okay, I just got to give you a couple of last reminders before I end this video, because I'm losing my light because it's getting dark and I have to feed my son again, even though he was eating when I left. That boy eats. My son eats. My son eats like 4 times a day. He eats a lot. Continue self-dialogue. By continuing self-dialogue, you continuously reviewing in your mind what is false and what is true, what you want to accept and what you want to reject, what you want to do and what you want to don't do. And don't self-question when you're not reaching levels, if you're not keeping your balance and doing what needs to be done to keep you one and attuned with self. Continue the connections with the wiser person. You can't just stop talking to that person. Constantly continue to speak to someone who knows more, who's experienced more than you, because that makes you a better adept and that makes you a better person. Remember, sound mind, and again, they can't make the decision for you. The person that you speak to for an alternate perspective on your situation, they can't make your decision for you. Like asking your friends about your problems, all they can do is give their perspective from their short perspective living. You are the one that should be able to make your own decisions and live your life and walk your life how you want to walk it. No one else can choose your life but yourself. Friends can only give you their opinions on their life. So stay sound minded, stay spirit strong, stay body fortified. You know, doing all of this will help you in a journey of becoming more acquainted with light magic and acquainted with dark magic. I feel doing these things are necessary before dabbing or jumping in to dark magic, because dark magic can has made people crazy. Dark magic has made people do awful things to other people. Dark magic has forced people to treat other people very disrespectfully. Dark magic have made puppets out of people. Like, you have to learn and be able to decipher when an ancestor is calling you and when it's an Anunnaki dressed as your ancestor. You have to know to be able to decipher when you're in a dream. If you're kissing this person, be able to see, oh shit, it's your ex trying to get off subconsciously by mind fucking you, and you see this and you immediately stop your ex from mind fucking you, and you see that the person in the dream is not the person that you see in the dream, but it's someone else trying to do something wrong to you. Like, mentally you have to be purely balanced to catch these entities and to catch these outside sources from them fucking with you. Because if you're not on your highest game, you could definitely get abused, get taken advantage of. And I've seen a couple of people taken advantage of, and it's not cool. And I believe these disorders called schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, multiple personality disorder, depression, manic depressive, all of these are people who don't know how to tune out all the extra sensory that their minds are picking up. Our minds, to me, are like radio frequencies, and some people have stronger frequencies than other. And if you don't know how to turn that reception down, it could drive you insane. If you don't know how to shut that radio off from allowing other things to come into you, it will set you up to fuck yourself over. People think I'm crazy, and that's fine by me. I know that living a spiritual existence as a spiritual healer, I walk, think, feel, and do differently from other people. But I tell you this much: I'd rather walk in my insanity than live these lying lives that most people live. I try to tell my son every day, your life is very different from other people's life. Mommy is not in no religious sect. Mommy is the spiritual set herself. Mommy creates at home. Mommy does magic at home. Mommy believes that she must have a strong king, and he can't have bad habits that will fuck up my legacy. I'm not allowing no male to come into my atmosphere and fuck up my shit. If you're not bringing double to the table, I don't want to fuck with you. This is one of the main reasons why I'm single, because most men are crazy, most men are lost, most women are confused. Most people, it's not just men, you guys, and I shouldn't say just men, but it's hard for an enlightened sister like me to find someone, because most people are lost in their mundane program pill world. So, you guys, if you're on a journey of magic, I wish you joy. I wish you the best. And I say this, Ashera, your international life coach: when you're ready, you're ready. Just prepare yourself to deal with these esoteric feelings, because these are the feelings that's going to either make you or break you. My name is Ashera, your international life coach, and this has been another one. Ashera's what? Ashera's world. Remember, guys, fear wastes air. It's only false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. See you soon. Bye. Today is raining and it's so beautiful out here and I love it. Good night, you guys. Blessings and namaste. Namaste. Namaste to you. Namaste. Oh, namaste. Namaste to you. The dark matters. Good night. Bye now.